This is how I use my Garmin with an iPhone. A lot of people think that unless you have an Apple Watch, you're not going to get a smartwatch to integrate properly at all, but it's just not true. Garmin has come so far when it comes to integration with the iPhone, especially, that it's really, really close to what you get on an Apple Watch experience. And I'm going to talk through some of those nuances and some of those things here in this video. And so if you have your Garmin, you have Garmin Connect, you've connected it up to your phone, great. Now what? How do you get that full-fledged Apple ecosystem type approach into your Garmin watch? Well, depending on the watch you have, a lot of these features are going to be either available or unavailable. And I'm going to start with kind of what's available to everybody, and then I'll work into more of the nuanced features that are available. This here is the Fenix 8 Solar, the 51 millimeter variant. And so because of that, it does have some smart features that other Garmins do not, like the Instinct over here. And so we'll talk about those discrepancies. Now, when it comes to data, Garmin is excellent when it comes to body battery, stress tracking, all of the things that Garmin is known for. And so we want to make sure like we're getting that data into Apple Health. Now, the irony of this is this data is so rich when it's presented in the Garmin Connect app. Garmin takes their own data from their watches and has their own algorithms to present it in a way that turns out as body battery, stress graphs, stuff like that. But when it's translated into Apple Health, those algorithms don't follow. And so what you get in Apple Health are a lot of heart rate data, heart rate variability data, exercise data, but you don't get the data interpretation that Garmin provides. And so I would say, if you're concerned about keeping data inside of Apple Health, maybe for medical purposes, to have a log of heart rate history across multiple devices, then that's helpful. That's what I do. But when it comes to more data aggregation and interpretation, the Garmin Connect app, you just can't get that experience in Apple natively. But what we can do is make sure our health stats are synced. And so in Garmin Connect, we go to More and go to Settings. Then we go to Connected Apps. We can see all of our different apps here that we have synced up. And I have Apple Health disconnected at the moment because I was syncing everything to Bevel for a while. And Bevel is like a great, third-party app that kind of sits between. It kind of tries to take what Garmin does for Garmin and give you Garmin stats for an Apple Watch. And this isn't sponsored or anything. Bevel's just a great free app. It seems like I'm having trouble with it here, but it does connect directly to your Garmin Connect account. That's why I have disconnected Apple Health, but maybe I'll just connect it back up here. If I go into Apple Health and connect with Apple Health, turn on all and allow, now Apple Health is going to get all of my historical data from Garmin. And so if we swipe into there, now it's pulling in all my data, and I do get historical heart rate data from across basically all time that I was wearing my Garmin. The reason I didn't connect it up before is because, like I say, Bevel was pulling from Garmin, and if it pulls from Apple Health, it'll duplicate a lot of the stuff. I didn't want that. And so now that I'm just using Garmin natively, I honestly probably don't care and probably could just leave it connected. And so that's how you're going to get all your health data inside of Apple. It's just that simple integration there. And we can disconnect. Here, I'll disconnect Bevel directly from Garmin. And there we go. So that's how you get that health integration on that side. And that's it. Then you just wear your watch. You sync it up from time to time. And one note to realize is you may be used to just Apple Watch talking independently as its own device. Like as long as it has a Wi-Fi connection, your phone could almost it could be off or on the other side of the house, and you'll still get information. You'll still get everything up to date and synced. Garmin doesn't quite work that way. Garmin needs this app connection to stay on. And so what happens is if you clear the app out of your recent apps, it may cause the Garmin itself to lose connection, break connection. It may not be able to get Wi-Fi data appropriately. It just won't sync as well. And especially in the Instinct here, it seems to have a lower tolerance versus the Fenix kind of has more memory and data to store that stuff. The Instinct, like if you close the app, it'll just like break the weather connection. And even though the Fenix does have Wi-Fi enabled and some of these smarter Garmins have Wi-Fi capabilities, it does not utilize that Wi-Fi connection to maintain weather information like you would think like an Apple Watch would do. It literally just uses the Wi-Fi connection to be able to download updates and then sync back and forth like your activity data, but it still needs this app running in the background. So if you just get used to not having to ever close this app and just leave it running up in the background, you'll have a much better time on your Garmin. It took me quite a while to learn that. That's kind of the basics. That's the very fundamental basics of using the Garmin with the Apple Health system. But let's talk a little bit deeper and step deeper into the Apple ecosystem. And this is where the divide's going to start to happen. When it comes to notifications, if we go in here and let's start with the Instinct 3. when you want notifications on your device, and we go to notifications and alerts, smart notifications, general use, when just using the watch, you can choose between calls, texts, apps, that's it, vibration or noise. I have calls on and I have texts on. And so it's just going to mirror whatever comes through your iPhone. If you have a conversation muted on your iPhone, it will not display over here. And that's kind of similar to what we get on an Apple Watch too, right? And so like if it's going to ping on your phone, it's going to ping on your watch. That's kind of easy to understand. The difference is, the caveat is, it's not as smart as like what an Apple Watch is going to be. And this is across both these watches, where if you have your phone on and a text pops up, it'll also buzz your wrist, versus the Apple Watch is smart enough to know that you're on your phone. If a text pops up, it won't buzz your wrist. Little things like that. And I thought those would be annoying for me, but genuinely, like, I don't really care. It doesn't really matter that much to me. And so little things like that are going to matter. But if you have a conversation muted, or if your phone is on do not disturb and nothing comes through, then nothing will come through your watch. And I've seen a lot of people complain about that. Like, oh, if I turn do not disturb on my phone, it doesn't activate it on my Garmin. But at that point, it doesn't really matter, because if nothing's coming through on your phone, nothing's going to get pushed through to your watch either. And so it kind of does the same thing. You don't need to worry about it on two different devices. So that's just a little discrepancy there. And underneath apps, on the Instinct, it's either all or nothing. You either get all your apps or none of them, and that's it. And then you cannot respond to anything. You can't respond to text or take phone calls on the Instinct because there's no microphone, and it's just not set up that way. There's a speaker, little speaker for beeps and stuff, but there's no microphone to be able to talk through. It's more of like just a notifier, just notifies you of whatever's happening on the phone. And so if you get set up just the way you like it, that's basically how that works. On the Fenix though, this is a little bit different. This is where more discrepancy comes into play. And I'll go into here just to show you how this plays out. Is under the Fenix, you're going to have more options as far as like focus modes and stuff like that, but it's not tied to the focus modes on your phone. They're focus modes native to the watch itself. If we go into notifications here, same menu that we were just in on the Instinct, and we go into smart notifications, because again, this is where the smart integration comes in. You get the same kind of thing, calls, texts, apps, stuff like that. So it's very similar. But the thing with the apps, and this is kind of hidden unless you really know about it, is inside of here, it's either on or off, right? But if you jump into the setting on the watch itself, and we go to notifications and alerts, smart notifications, and we go to apps, you get this menu, and then you get the ability to filter out which apps are sending you notifications, which is something that doesn't appear on here. But that's a biggie, like on an Apple Watch, right? You can pick which apps are sending you notifications and which aren't. And so if you go through on your watch here and choose allow or block from certain apps, then that's how that's going to work. And this is something that was like very hidden, like I didn't know about for a while. And something that I missed from the Apple Watch is like, sometimes I just need to see like a notification from my CRM for my business, or I want to see a Facebook message, but I don't need to see every single app. The Fenix 8 allows you to do that, and that's where the smarter integration comes in. The Instinct over here just doesn't. If we go into the same kind of menu, if we go into the same kind of menu here and go to notifications and alerts, smart notifications, we go general use, text, apps, on, we don't get that extra menu underneath. It's either on or off for all of them. And so that's where the Instinct is a little not as smart as the Fenix. And I don't know, like, you'll have to do your research as far as like if the Venue X1 has that, or if there's certain higher end models that have it. I would assume all the newer Garmin's coming out are going to be rolling out with this type of thing, but the Instinct just doesn't have it. And then one note is on here is, you can change how these notifications work during an activity. So like if you're on a bike ride or a hike or a run, you can disable everything as opposed to just you having it on during a normal, wearing the watch during normal use. And so that's going to be a big difference between the two, is you can filter out which apps are actually giving you notifications, which is huge. Now, speaking of apps and notifications, while you can respond to notifications on an Android, like if you get a text come in on an Android, you can select from a predetermined list of replies and tap a reply and send it back. Cannot do that here on the iPhone. But what you can do is you can map Siri to one of the shortcut keys. And so the way I have that set up is inside of System. And then if we go to Shortcuts, If I hold this start button, it's going to activate my phone assistant. And so whether it's Android or iPhone, if I hold that, it's going to basically handshake with my phone and act as like a Bluetooth headphone, Bluetooth speaker to be able to talk. So let's try that. What's the weather today?
Looks like it will be partly cloudy today. The high temperature will be 72 degrees and low will be 34.
And so that's how you can kind of work around and get Siri on your Garmin to have smart features. And again, this isn't available on the Instinct because there's no microphone on it, and only on select certain Garmin models that have the microphone. I almost think this is a better integration than the Apple Watch, because the Apple Watch, again, treats it as like a separate device. Everything that happens on Apple Watch tries to stay like on device. And so what this is doing is it's just doing a Bluetooth handshake. And so I can activate Siri and I can have her send a text, make a call, and I can actually take the call back and forth through the watch like you would do on an Apple Watch, which is pretty great. And so anything that I would just pick up my phone to have Siri do, I can do through the watch, having just full speaker implementation, which is fantastic. And that's really it. Aside from those few things, there aren't a ton of issues holding you back from really utilizing a Garmin with an iPhone. I think people think that there's going to be issues because an iPhone just works so well and it's so tightly integrated. But genuinely, depending on what you need, you can get most of the functionality out of it with the right Garmin device. Now, if you use something like an Instinct, yes, you are going to be more limited in the smart feature category, in the notification filtering category. That's fair enough. When it comes to health tracking, you're not limited to just plug into the Apple app, health app. But when it comes to smart features, it's really just going to depend on what Garmin device you have. But now let's talk about the big elephant in the room, the fitness, the activity rings, those wonderful drug rings that everybody loves and is used to. This is the biggie, is that when you're wearing a Garmin, you just don't have activity ring status. And I've sometimes gotten it to show up, sometimes not. And it's just strange how that works. Like, for years, I struggled with moving to Garmin because I didn't want to give up the activity rings. But to be honest, like, I've gotten to the point where I don't care now anymore. The only way that I found to update this, and even that's weird, is you need to have an Apple Watch still. You don't have to wear it every day, but as long as you have an Apple Watch and you put it on at least once a day, it kind of like registers and kicks it like, oh yeah, he's still got an Apple Watch. So then we'll track things. And then as you sync your Garmin throughout the day, it will fill up the red ring. And then if you exercise, it'll fill up the green ring for that day. But it does not measure your blue stand ring as long as you're not wearing the Apple Watch. And so it's kind of a weird in between. Like, you really have to wear both or utilize both if you're worried about those rings. To each their own. Like, if you're worried about those rings, you just need to have an Apple Watch. That's how Apple's designed it. There's going to be no real good way around it. My advice, though, is if you want to go Garmin, but you're worried about the rings, just forget about the rings. It's not about the rings. It's about using something that works well for you. It's about using it as a tool, not letting your tool use you. Don't let the rings use you. Don't be a slave to the colorful rings. Use what works well for you and get on with it. That's my advice to you. And to be honest, I don't really like the way that Apple has done their activity rings over the last few years of using Apple and now using Garmin. I think the whole motivation metric system is pretty whack on Apple with the move rings. And I'll probably do a video talking about that as well if I haven't done one already by the time you're watching this. I think Garmin just handles that much better than the way Apple does. And that's going to do it for this one. Thanks for watching, pun intended, and I'll see you in the next one.